Well, my name is Dwight P, and I'm a physician. I ended up coming into the class a bit sideways. My wife found it and decided she wanted to do it and got the whole family involved. And at the time I'd been mostly bike riding, and unfortunately I really only got out about every 2 weeks on the bike, and it was kind of a weekend warrior thing, not necessarily good for me. So we came in and tried the beginner class and the trial classes and worked up from there. And then I haven't ridden my bike anymore because I love the class so much. It's a very good workout, lots of time involved. We've stuck with it. My two daughters, who are both teenagers, 15 and 17, and myself have stuck. My wife actually finally dropped it. But the three of us love the class and really wouldn't miss it. It's, in a sense, better than bike riding, although I am now back to the bike. The kettlebells really gives you a full body workout. You get a lot of leg work, and I found going back to the bike after a year, I'm much better at biking now, even though I haven't touched it for a while. But it also gets your upper body going really well, gets your cardio really well. I found for the first couple of months being way out of shape that I couldn't breathe for the whole hour. It took me about 20 minutes after class to start breathing again. Now it's much better. And the nice thing in just having crossed the half-century mark is that I was getting to that point where my back was aching all the time getting out of bed, my knees were always a little sore, my ankles were sore. I kind of would find that I'd run out of steam about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now that I've been doing kettlebells, I walk on a cushion of air. My back never hurts.
Great.
My knees are much better. I feel like I just feel strong all the time. I feel like I could break out and do a sprint. I haven't felt like for a long, long time. So it's sort of like going back to 35, and that's pretty cool when you're over 50.
Yep.
So we've been working at it for a whole year now, and gone up a lot in weight. Started off and struggled with the 16K, and now occasionally we'll go up to the 28s and even 32s, and feel a lot better at that. So particular things to work on. I mean, I did it to try to lose my belly fat. I'm still working on that. You got to do the diet as well as the weights.
That's right.
Still working on that bit. I have to say, Dave is very good for advice on those things. He gives the same advice that I try to give my patients, and I just need to follow it. So why do I like the class instead of just doing the bicycling on myself? I find that when I'm biking, that if I get tired, I slow down. I coast. I stop if I need to. I get off and walk. And the good thing about the class is when you're in the class, not only the socialization, but the coaching keeps you going. And you get some rest, but you get a limited rest, and you have to push it. So I find that I push myself a lot more in the class than I would on my own, and that leads to getting ahead a lot faster. I think that's really, for me, the major advantage of doing a class rather than working out at home is you do the work and you get forced into it. It's kind of almost a love-hate thing. You come in dreading it, not knowing what's going to happen, but it is it's quite variable every time. And that's nice because you don't get bored. It's always an adventure. What will you do that day? But once you get into it, it's fun, and then you always leave feeling that you've accomplished something and kind of worn out and tired. But eager to come back again. So I'm very distressed now when I have to miss a class for some reason. And we find ways to get here, get out of work early, and get to class on time. So it's definitely addictive once you get going with it.
Good.